Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Welcome to the Fly With Us podcast. This podcast is bringing the art of conversation, self-love, self-care, mental health care and protection, life lessons, love lessons, and everything in between. Today, we're going to talk about serving your masters. I'm Lady Bounce.
And I'm Kryptonite.
Okay, so we both watched the Killer Mike Revolt Summit.
Yes.
Where he talked about, it was him, T.I., Candace Owens, Jeff Johnson, and I can't ever remember.
I don't remember. There was two more ladies.
The other
and I don't
ladies.
remember.
I just remember one was
apologize.
A Trump supporter.
Yes.
And I don't remember what the other girl's name was.
She was not a Trump supporter.
She was not.
No.
But
there
so
were
out of all the panelists, there were two Black female Trump supporters, which sounds like an oxymoron when you say it.
So totally. I'm going to get into that in just a second.
Okay.
But before I get into the irony of that, let's talk about today's mindful thought of the day.
Mindful thought of the day.
Mindful thought of the day. All right. So today's mindful thought is power of action. I have within me the ideas that I need to change my world for the better. I take my divinely guided creativity and put it to work this day. You have all the inspiration you need to improve your life. You can improve your relationships, your finances, your career, your health, and anything you may wish to change. Stop the rumination and act. Stop planning and act. Stop weighing the options and act. Stop making lists and act. Stop prioritizing and act. A little bit of doing will be more worthwhile than sitting in indecision, which is actually a soothing, comforting enemy in disguise. It is better to take the wrong action than to do nothing at all. Can't say I necessarily agree with that, but we're going to roll with it for, right now.
For the intents and purposes.
Right. Perhaps as you read these lines, your heart leaps at something left undone. Maybe you put something that really matters to you on the back burner. Delay kills all plans. Better to be foolish and alive than to be prudent and embalmed. Go ahead and give 5 minutes, 10 minutes, an hour, a day to the life of your dreams. This is your engraved invitation to a more abundant life. All right. So we're talking about power of action, and let's talk about how this particular passage pertains to our topic of the day. Killer Mike said something that was very interesting in that Revolt piece when the two women that were Trump supporters were having their moment, and I take that back. One was a Trump supporter. I believe it was Candace Owens, and the other was not a Trump supporter, but they were having a conversation, a debate, rather. They were having a debate. And basically, Killer Mike jumps up and he says, look at us, free, intelligent Black people arguing over who has the best master. That resonated so much because that's exactly what we're doing. Like, First of all, I don't see how anybody that is intelligent can support Trump. Now, forget the fact that, Black women Trump supporters, total oxymoron.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I don't see how anyone can be Black and support Trump. I don't see how anybody can be female and support Trump.
Right.
And I don't see how anyone can be intelligent and support Trump. I don't get that. I don't understand how this man is in office at all. I don't understand how he has managed to stay in office at all. And this is not even about what party you support. This is about supporting stupidity. Right. Ignorance.
Bigotry,
yeah.
Misogyny.
Hypocrisy. Nepotism. There's all the negativity that has been his platform since he began. I don't understand how any sane, conscious, human being can support this man in any of his ideologies. It does not. I don't care what you are. I don't care if you're a purple green alien from Pluto who wants to be in the Tea Party with a conservative idea on how to be a Democrat. I don't care. Like, it just doesn't make any sense that anyone could support him.
I will say to his plus, or a line in the plus column for him, which doesn't work out. So let me say that. I don't support it. But he has made people who are just like him, that are your friends, come out of the woodwork. So these people that you work with, that you are around, that you thought was like one way, he has made them come out and made their true colors come out. So that one white friend you thought that was cool with black people because he listens to T.I. and Kanye West on his way to work, and you found out he really is a Trump supporter. He really is down with the stuff that this man says. He's down for the cause, if you will. So even on Facebook, I look at, I have a lot of white friends, I have a lot of black friends. But when he started speaking and people started saying, yeah, I agree, it really did let those racist friends of mine kind of float up to the top, and where I always thought, no, he not like that. No, she's not like that. Well, you can't be a teacher and not like black people because you have black students, you have black families. Mm-hmm. But sure enough, I'm seeing my teacher friends share his memes and share his thoughts, and I was just like, wait a minute.
See, here's the thing with that. It's not that you can't be supportive of some of his ideas. Okay, this is what I mean by this.
Okay,
this is what I mean by this. Say people who feel a certain way about immigrants. Okay, right. I can understand someone feeling a certain way about immigrants coming into this country and how they, I don't agree with that. I think the doors are open.
Right. We got plenty of room.
Come through. It is what it is. But, I think you can intelligently agree on some of what he says. But as an intelligent person, you can't support him because of what he does.
Right.
You can't, I can understand, okay, we need to have this line drawn with immigration. We need to do things this certain way with immigration. But to be okay or to support the concentration camps,
right,
support the separating of families, of children from their parents. How do you do that?
Right.
I do not understand how in 2019 a government
right,
is consciously separating children from parents. Even if you do stand on the platform of, if you don't have the correct paperwork, then you need to go back to where you came. Why would you not send them as a family unit?
Right, because they came as a family unit.
Why? How?
Or better yet, instead of wasting the manpower, the space, and all of that to even send them back, why not do a greater service and help them get the necessary documents? To me, it seems like that would go a lot smoother, a lot faster. You look at, you take a state that doesn't have a huge population and you say, hey, we're going to let y'all move to Arizona. We're going to let you move to Utah because they have the space for you. We're not going to send you to Atlanta because it's already densely populated. Ain't no room there, but you can go here. Here's 5 or 6 states that you can go to.
Here's my thing. Now, here's the reason. Here's my thing about that. Because we still stand we're still standing on the platform of, you can't come in unless you have the proper paperwork.
Right.
So, okay, I get it. I understand what you're saying. Let's help them. But no, we're not going to help you on our soil because we're still kind of against immigration. Right. Exactly. So we're not going to help you on our soil.
But you can go home.
So we'll send you back to your place. And you can stay where you're from. And then we'll be in contact and we can help you from there. Mm. But to separate families just to completely take a child away from their mother and what world?
I don't get
what
that
world
either.
is this? Who?
And the sexual abuse that is happening to those children. I mean, that's a whole nother show and a whole nother layer.
I know we actually are kind of getting off topic. We're kind of getting into a whole nother,
because
so
that's a whole nother.
Yeah, we're going to leave that.
You know that. Yeah, I mean, because when I think, like you said, like the concentration camps, and I think about that, I'm like, that part blows my mind. The worst. But then when it comes like to what we're talking about, you have Black people who I've seen stand up for these children and these immigrant families. And it kind of shocks me a little bit because I'm like, you will stand up for these strangers that you don't know, but you won't stand up for your brother that's sitting beside you or your sister that's sitting beside you that's going through something right here, in your own town, in your own city. And it always makes me wonder, we talk about Black people coming together. How can you come together and rally, fight, and support somebody that doesn't look like you before you rally and support somebody that does look like you?
And okay, that's the point. That's what we're really talking about in a way today. My point was that I just don't see how anyone at all of any intelligence could support Trump, period. I don't care what you are, Republican, Democrat, Tea Party,
and at
liberal,
the end of the day,
whatever.
It's all the same.
Yeah, I just don't understand that at all. But the part of what Killer Mike was saying was about us arguing over who has the best master. I thought that really resonated, and that really did touch me because he was right. Like, he's right. You listen to if you watch the Revolt show on YouTube, then that's what you saw. You saw a whole lot of bickering, and you saw these two very intelligent, very beautiful Black women. Not that their looks has anything to do with it, but I'm just saying, very intelligent women speaking, and it just was crazy. To have such intelligence and to support such a stupid individual. Honestly, the
hypocrisy of it all.
It's nuts. Okay, so he brought up another very good point. We, in the end, are all under the same cloth, and that's a black cloth.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? We're all under that umbrella.
Mm-hmm.
So, what is the point of standing on this side or this side when neither side is doing what we need to have done in our communities, in our life, to make our lives better? And that's regardless of whether you are Republican or Democrat or whatever.
Right.
The fact of the matter is, we are not heard as Black people. We're not heard.
Right. We're not heard. We're not seen. And, one of the things I'm always talking to my husband about is when these things happen with, like, the police and our youth or even, Black men, Black people in general. I always wonder, like, I try not to make it a race issue, but I can't help but to make it a race issue, because I can't fathom and figure out how come when they see us, all they see is color. They don't see our humanity. They don't see our youth. All they see is our color
or the potential of our criminality.
Exactly. The potential of our criminality. Because you look at, like, the video a couple weeks ago of the guy running around naked, like, basically chasing the police officer
after he had murdered like 2 people.
Right. And they tasered him.
Who was I want to say it might have been Boston. I don't remember where it was, but basically the guy had a bomb strapped to him.
Mm-hmm.
He was taken away unharmed.
I don't understand.
But a man that tells a police officer, "Hey, I have a gun in the car." The police officer gives you an order, "Get the gun." He's like, "Okay." He goes to get the gun, and the guy is so afraid that he kills the man in front of his girl and his child. Like,
Right, and it was a registered gun. He had the paperwork for it and everything.
I watched one video where the police officer, the man is standing outside of his vehicle. His hands are up in the air, and the police, he says, my registration and driver's license are in my wallet. It's in the car. He says, go to the car and get what you need to get. The man makes a move to go to his car, and he shoots him.
Yeah, I'm like, and I don't understand. I can't figure it out.
It's like, I told you not to move. You told me to get my stuff out.
Right, so what am I supposed to do?
So if you're that afraid of the people that you're supposed to protect, or even the people you're supposed to apprehend, if you're that scared that you can't even remember that you've given a command, and you're so afraid that you shoot at the slightest movement, my God, please find another line of work.
Please. And then for us as parents of black men, what are we supposed to teach them? What are we supposed to tell them? If you comply, you get shot. If you argue and you don't comply, you get shot. What am I supposed to tell my son? I'm getting the I want it so bad, and I haven't gotten it yet, but I really do plan on getting it. When my oldest son first started driving, that was such a concern for me. Right.
I was really, really afraid. And I saw one of those dash cams that I wanted to get to put into his car because he was always going across state lines, doing his own thing. He's young. He should be traveling. He should be doing. But I was afraid because he's a young black man in a nice car. And if you get one of those back roads cops that he done had a bad day, or maybe he just don't run across many black people.
Exactly.
And then all of a sudden you looking like a drug to him. We all look the same anyway. Right. It doesn't matter. Every one of us, it doesn't matter how old you are, how young you are, what you look like, what you're wearing. It doesn't matter. We all fit the description, regardless. So, yeah, I was really afraid of that, and I wanted to get him the dash cam for his protection. You know what I'm saying? In case something goes down, forget them having the camera. You got a camera. Me and my friend were out of state driving, and she got pulled over for a speeding ticket. Girl, I turned my phone on. I had my phone.
You don't know.
My phone on record. Right now, the man was, he was cool, but the fact of the matter is,
you don't know.
We don't know, and we do get scared. We do get nervous. That's crazy that we have to be in the car and we have to be nervous when we see a police officer drive past, pull up, get behind us. And we should have some type of representation in the government that represents how we feel and what we go through, and laws that we need to change or make better or just make for our own protection as a community.
I agree. And even, when Killer Mike was saying that, people get so stuck on Democrat, Republican, he said, we need a black party.
Right.
We do, because in governments all over the world, even though you have people who look like you in these positions of power, at the end of the day, when all is said and done, they are still working under the white establishment, making the laws that benefit them, but then say, oh, well, no, these laws are going to benefit everybody. But the fact of the matter is, no, they don't benefit us at all.
But I think that's because we don't have any established agendas, established concerns. Like, we all say it,
right?
But has anybody ever really presented it? Like, we need to have somebody from each party, whatever, just agree on saving us. You know what I'm saying? Just agree. You don't necessarily have to agree with policies, but agree on the protection of us, of our communities, of our children. Can we just, if nothing else, can we agree on that one commonality that we have? There are little black Republican children. There are little black Democratic children.
Right.
Can the parents and the people that have the power to do this just agree that we would like to protect them?
But now let me ask you this. How would, because we as black black people are very divided.
Yes.
How would we pick somebody or somebodies to be that voice when we can't find anything to agree on? And as much as it pains me to say it, the reality is some of the reason why they don't see our humanity and they don't see our potential for greatness is because the way that they see us portrayed, the way that we participate in the portrayal of us. But now think about it. Because I work with.
Tell you, but see, listen, I feel you, but I can't. No.
Okay, think about it this way. I work with kids every day, so I always say in my job, in my line of work, I see the past, I see the present, and I see the future every day when those kids walk in the door. I see the kids that perpetuate the stereotypes because they come from these families that perpetuate the stereotypes. For whatever reason, either they don't know, they haven't been taught, they haven't been shown, or they choose not to change the stereotype and change the way that they are. When I see those kids come in the door and I see the way they act and I see the way they talk, there are times where I look and go, that's why they feel like they can shoot us like dogs. That's why when they see you, they don't see a little black boy who could find a cure for cancer. They see a thug. They see a threat. They see a problem. So we as black people even look, we can't figure out what we want. So how can we tell somebody else we want these things? And even like you and I have intelligent thought. So let's say we pick these people, right, to speak for us. There's always going to be some sector of black people who go, man, forget what they talk about. They ain't talking about nothing that apply to me. When in fact they are supposed to be in a space to speak for you, to fight for you. But like I said, we can't even agree with what we want.
But that's not just us, though.
No, it's not. But we're suffering as a result of it not being us.
Then that's what it is. The issue is that the systems that are set up against us anyway.
Right.
Therefore, we feel it the most.
Right.
Is what the problem is. And as far as, and I understand, I do get what you're saying. I do get that. I do. Because up until very recently, I credit the internet with this, because the internet, I think, has really shown people more of what they didn't know, more of what they didn't learn in school, more of what the possibility is for black people. You know what I mean? Right. More of what we are, what we were, where we came from. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because we didn't start off as slaves, and people don't know that.
Not just that, though. It's not just that. It's also taught us how they wanted us to think of ourselves.
Right.
There is a clip from the 50s that teaches white people how to sell things to black people. And they say, well, if a black person comes in and they want to buy something, don't show them the least expensive thing. Show them the most expensive thing, because they want to be better than their neighbors. They want people to think that they have things. They want people to think that they're better. They want them to think that they're not the average Negro. Mm-hmm. So show them the more expensive thing, because they'll buy it, because that's what they want. They want to be accepted. Mm-hmm. This is a film.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, and then you have, oh gosh, I can't think of the name of it just now. What was the Nat Turner movie? What was it called? Native American.
Not Native Son, was it? No, because that was a book. I don't know.
I don't remember.
But I know what you're talking about.
You do, okay.
Yeah,
but I can't remember the name of it.
Is.
But it's a black and white film. The original version of it is a black and white film of a white man in blackface. And, he's basically a criminal. He's going after this white woman who hurls herself off of a cliff so that she won't be raped by this white man wearing black shoe polish that's supposed to be a black guy, but it's so old. It's a silent movie. And they showed this to whatever sitting president it was, I don't remember, and he thought it was the greatest thing since sliced bread, and he talked about it, and he was like, oh, and this is how they really are, and they're criminals. But this is what they showed us to be. Like, you know what I'm saying? And they didn't they showed it to us. They beat it into us. And so, yeah, there did come a time where we started to believe the narrative. Just like if your mother tells you, or your parents tell you from the time that you're young that you're stupid, when you grow up, you're going to think you're stupid.
Right. It was Birth of a Nation.
That's what it was.
Right, because then Nate Parker did it too.
Yes, he did. That's what I was saying. It was a Nat Turner movie, but I couldn't remember the actual name of it. But yes, that's what it was. But the original is a silent film that just basically portrays white men in blackface just being criminals and doing disgusting crap to all these different white people. And that's been the narrative of us in this country since slavery has been abolished. This was done right when slavery was over.
Right.
So now we can't be slaves, so now we have to be criminals. We can't be citizens because we're second class anyway, because we were slaves. So now we have to be criminals. Now they have to criminalize us because they can't accept us. We're unacceptable. We were slaves, so how can we be equal?
Right.
So that's been our narrative, but it's been our narrative forever here in this country. Right. So what else would we expect after they got us in like cattle into these projects, and that's all they feed us?
Right, and that's why they call them the projects, because it was a project for them to study us. And we perpetuate it. We keep it going. And so now
but through ignorance, and I think that
right, but now we're in this cycle. Or we're in this
but
pattern.
We're coming out of it though.
Right.
You can't not. Here's the thing. There's got to be turbulence on the way up through it. You see what I'm saying? You're going to hit that. It's not going to be easy to break through that top layer. There's going to be resistance. But so many of us are now getting to that point where we are starting to wake up, to rise up, to try and break that. You know what I mean?
As your mindfulness minute said, we are taking action. We are slowly but surely. Slowly but surely, we are making gains. Okay. All right. So let's move on with our self-care assignment.
Okay. Self-care assignment. All right. We might be going slow. Okay.
I know, right? But it's all right.
Okay. Make ethical decisions. We all know stealing is wrong, but it is okay to take a few ink pens and a backpack of Post-it notes home from work every week. Everyone seems to do it. Perhaps the most important word associated with ethics is betrayal. Is there a worse word or act? Ethics demand that you consider this word. When you are making a decision evaluating whether to act or not, or when you consider the consequences of a decision or act, is there any betrayal? If you have concerns about whether a decision you are about to make is ethical or not, or if how you have treated someone is ethical or not, consider the following guidelines. Will this decision hurt your reputation or the reputation of others? Is it legal? Have you considered every angle and option? Is it balanced and fair to others? Does your conscience approve? Have you betrayed anyone to make this decision? These simple but important questions can help you learn to make ethical decisions. They can also help you build positive self-esteem and that you know that you have done right by others.
I like that. All right. So, of course, as always, when we wrap this thing up, I got to give you the brain science behind it all. Give it. So when it comes to making a decision, I want you to use this acronym. BRAIN. Brain. What are the benefits of making this decision? What are the risks associated with this decision? Are there alternatives? And if there are alternatives, what are they? Intuition. What does my gut say about what I'm about to do? And nothing. Weigh out what happens if you do nothing but wait it out. In most cases, you'll be able to speak with the care provider before your informed consent or your refusal on any matter. So by exploring the benefits, risks, alternatives, and listening to your intuition, you are exercising your ability to think through your options.
All right.
And we always have options. You have the option to join us on Facebook, on Twitter, on SoundCloud, and YouTube. Do those self-care assignments. Email us at flywithusla@gmail.com, and we will see you next week.
That was not like the
Peace.
tie-up at the end. Oh, yeah, the bow on there. Glittery, a little sticker to you from me. All right.
That's how we do.
All right.